Hello, my name's Patrick Burns. I graduated with a BA Honours in Politics and Modern History back in, would you believe it, 1975, and my present role, as it has been for the past 22 years, is political editor for the BBC in the West Midlands, based in Birmingham. So what was my experience of Welcome Week? Well, two things stand out. The first was the absolute wealth of opportunity. I just thought, too much choice, really, if I'm going to complete my studies. I won't have the time to fit in all these societies, all these groups, debating societies, sporting opportunities, but somehow you do. I'll come on to that. The second thing was a particular point that stands out, was that all we freshers were brought together for a talk by the head of the Careers Service, who said that we all faced something of a choice. He said we could decide to pursue a career in academia, or we could make a decision to go out into the world of work. He said, if you don't make a decision, you will just drift into academia. It's a well-known fact, he said, that if you lay out the members of the university senate here end to end, they will still not reach a decision, which I thought was quite a cool way of putting it, actually. And I was, as I say, very keen to get out there and get into the world of work. Although there is a sort of paradox here, because although I'm saying that, it sounds as though I'm very dismissive of the university experience in terms of the course. Nothing could be further from the truth. Obviously, politics and modern history is very directly related to the job I do. And barely a day goes by when something happens in my work which strikes a chord with those days on that course in Manchester. And if we look around at all the quite scary geopolitical things that are going on at the moment, often I think back to that first year, the course where we learned about the various types of government, military dictatorships, totalitarian regimes, liberal democracies. And as we look around the world today, I can assure you that a lot of what I learned back in those faraway days is very, very relevant right here and now. And I'm always very grateful for it. But there is a paradox, because I recall also that I handed in one of my essays, a paper, to one of my lecturers. And when it came back to me, he marked it, of course, and we always had a little conversation and gave his own thoughts about it. And he said, well, thank you, Patrick. He said, you're very journalistic in your approach, aren't you? I said, oh, well, thank you very much indeed. Oh, I don't mean it as a compliment. Quite the opposite, of course. And I think there is a kind of spectrum where journalism and academia are at opposite ends. And I guess I know which end I am at. What do I wish I'd known during that Freshers' Week, Welcome Week that I know now? I think it's back to this question of time. You feel there isn't going to be enough time if you're going to complete your studies. The truth is, something miraculous happens. The amount of time expands to accommodate all the things you want to do with it. So during my time there, I got involved in a bit of student politics. I got involved in a bit of journalism with BBC Radio Manchester, as it then was, and a sort of in-house students' television news service. I got involved in amateur dramatics. I got involved in the university chorus. Right in the heat of the exam season, I played a season of cricket in the summers of my second and third years, exams or no exams. And I'd like to think it did me no harm at all. So what I say is the big lesson from me, from Freshers' Week, from my course as a whole: get involved, be out there, go for it, do it. The more you put into something, the more you get out of it. And I'd like to just wish you all the very best of wishes. Good luck to you all.